I just want to say, guys, let's give a round of applause to everyone's talk today. Smart people in this room. So if you know me, I probably would have done this off the dome, but Denisa and I, we came up, and Chris and Erica, we've come up with a nice little format here for me. But yeah, so here we go. Get ready. All right. Perfect. All right. So guys, I just want to start off by thanking everyone that actually voted me in. Me being me, I want everyone to know that I'm here to make America great again. That's a joke. There's no recount. I got this. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding, guys. I'm extremely happy for this opportunity, to share my story and kind of my experiences in the last few months. I thought a lot about this and how I wanted to go about it, but I'm gonna keep it OG. OG means original gangster, if any of you guys don't know that. Yeah, and just straight up, because it's just kind of in line with my character. So here we go. So it's been about 4 months, Jer, since I started here at I Love Travel, and I want to take you on this quick little journey, very impactful journey. So new guys, listen up. Where you at? Awesome. After having my CIA screening process, I came in for the physical testing. It was a vigorous testing. I was deemed a reasonable candidate, which was nice. This followed by the longest pitch I think you guys said you'd ever seen. Yeah, I'm gonna hold that record. But it didn't end there. I didn't know. I was really scared. I finally made it to the last round. Coffee with Krista. Where's my girl? There she is. Coffee with Krista. And it finally came down to it, confirming that I was officially and now an I Love Travel employee. A little of that. Ooh, yeah? I'm not gonna lie, guys. I had 1 beer, maybe 2. I'm not gonna lie, Justin. Maybe 2. Celebratory. So yeah, guys. Leading right into that, Summer Academy, right? That was right when I kind of got hired. So before I knew it, I was in it. It was an insane feeling to feel. This is something where I started to dig into the company. I started to introduce myself to everyone. I was getting to feel like a living animal almost. Like, what the hell's going on here? And it actually shocked me because I never had so many impactful conversations with you guys. You guys were so dialed in, and I was like, what's going on? What's going on here? So, that was really, really exciting and something cool to experience. So I started to challenge myself, get out of my comfort zone. So, I started listening to the veterans about a campfire. Where's my girl? Give the shit. Oh, she's on video too. Okay. And she was just literally dropping value bombs, to lead me in the right direction for the upcoming sales season. So always listening, right? Or if it was, throwing down my lack of ball skills. Where's Luke? Right. There. My lack of ball skills. Remember that? It was horrible. Right. Air ball all day. Lost my train of thought. Where's that? Yep. Give me a second. Yeah, I got it. Okay. And then actually canoeing, right? That one-on-one lesson of canoeing, it was super intense, and I was just more laid back, and they're like, no, we need to win. So that was kind of fun there with that. But getting into the actual vibes, guys, just kind of overall how it went. So, it'd been about 2 weeks until I actually started understanding my role in the office. New hardships were constantly being presented. Everyone had good days and everyone had bad days. But it was finding that balance that really worked for me. What really kept me going was actually looking up at the sales wall. I don't know how you guys feel about the sales wall, but I love it. I live and breathe that thing. Especially you guys in Vancouver, because you can't really see what's going on there, and then I look and I'm like, what, Kirk? Why? And so kind of looking at that, guys, and the biggest thing for that is that, looking up at the wall, and it's we're a team. You know what I mean? As much as I am competitive, we are salespeople, we want to win. It's just knowing that we're all on the same team, right? We're all here to win together. So keeping that in my mind was really, really helpful to move forward. But being as competitive as we are, we use each other, right? We learn from each other. It's really, really interesting. So, I always make the example when you come upstairs, listen to the sales floor, and it's we're hybrid. Of all of us, right? My personal favorite is, have you ever heard of catamaran? I always use that one. I really like it. It's still from Olivia. She's not here today. But it's super fun to kind of listen to us take in each other's characters, and I love that. So now, obviously, getting into promo time. Everyone knows what's promo time's up. Those late nights together, right? It was super cool coming back from Alberta, coming back from BC, and just being around everyone and getting that vibe. And everyone's working so hard, and it's really cool because we're literally just, picking at each other, being like, well, let's swap lists, let's try new things, and it's really, really fun. And obviously giving a shout out to Eric and Krista for holding down our pizza nights. Thank you. So when I look back, I have tons of favorable moments that stick out for me. But one in particular, and Krista, you can vouch for this one, is that, so we're in Alberta, picture this, me crazy already, with Krista, I should pretend like she doesn't know me. So we don't have any Wi-Fi in our room. So I'm like, let's go to the lobby. This seems like a really good idea, Connor. So we go to the lobby, we're sitting in this lobby, and literally I am pounding these phones. Like, I have my buds in, so there is only my world. And I'm probably screaming at the top of my lungs, like, in excitement, not yelling at the kids, don't worry. But I'm literally going off, and I don't know my own volume, and Chris is just, like, letting me go. And that was one of my most favorable moments with her, and it was really fun. I actually felt like a boss, not gonna lie. But, another memorable moment, and I'll sum that up real quick, but, Charlie, you're up there, brother. So, this is literally, like, the first week. You guys were still, Krista, Akeem, Kamal, you here? We were like shadowing, right? So I get to shadow Charlie, filling out the bro level. Like, is he cool? I don't know. Does he like me? Who knows? And basically, I'm on the call with him, and then Charlie just goes, "Well, it's your turn." I'm like I gotta talk now. Like I gotta talk. I was like, okay, let's go. So I get on the phone, and he's like, yeah, simple instructions, Charlie. You're just like, to pass, trip goer, see if you can get any leads. So I get on the phone, and I got calls. I'm like, okay, like, if he says this, I'm gonna say this. And I'm on it, and like, I literally sound like a robot. If I were to like see me then and talk to me now, I'd be like beep, blah, beep. And it was like, it was really interesting. But I managed to score 3 names for me, but actually for Charlie. And to bring it to context, he was literally like, that was the moment I was like, I'm gonna love what I'm gonna do, right? So those quick little win right there, I loved it. But yeah, so kind of moving forward, fast forward a few weeks in Peace River and High Prairie, I didn't know what to expect, right? It was my first wave. I had no idea how I was gonna do it, but I knew that I was given all the tools to win. I had the best resources, the best in the business in the building, and I'll definitely say that more than once, so prepare for that. But looking back on how I got to where I was, all those little conversations I had with everyone around the office, maybe you guys can kind of remember some of these things. Maybe at Academy, maybe me just like calling up, I teared asking like, I don't even know this guy, you know what I mean? But there was one question that you guys might remember individually that I asked you guys, and it was, what would you have wished someone told you before you started? And this was a kind of interesting question. I didn't even plan this. I just was like, I wanted to know how I could hack it, how I could, get to where you guys were, grow. And, it was interesting because everyone had different responses, obviously, but there was something that like kept coming and like it was like in its own form from everybody, and it was mindset. And like that right there is something that I've always kind of believed in. It was something that, from my previous jobs, working as like my first job as a dish boy, I was like, I ain't gonna be a dish boy my whole life, so I might as well make this bread, So yeah, it started young, right? So I was lucky, I was fortunate for that. But mindset's interesting because it's either your friend or your enemy, right? We could literally be walking in, and actually this happened to me, and it was raining, and a car swiped me, and I got lit up with water, and I was like, this sucks. But I didn't bring it into the office because when I get in here, I get into that zone. And I feel like if you guys can all kind of figure out that in your own way, that'd be really, really good. But yeah, that's kind of that. But there was one moment that stood out for me that had a really meaningful thing. And it was actually a meeting with Justin. You might remember this, Justin, hopefully. So I'm going to paraphrase, of course. But Justin, we were just vibing, and he said, the amount of effort you'll put in, you probably won't see the returns of this effort this first season. And like, at first I was like, yeah. And then I was like, wait. And it really started to like build in me, and like I was trying to understand it. And this is right when I was doing the transition from Alberta to BC. And I felt it was something that I was like, it almost reassured me. I was like, yeah, I get it. And I want to share this with you, and I actually took this out originally from what I was going to say, but I felt like maybe you guys are thinking the same way, so that's why I want to throw it in there. But you might be thinking why anyone would think like this. Well, I've always just looked at the big picture, the long term. I've always been that person that goes all in. And so, bringing this into context, if you can compare my both waves, I see them as both huge wins, regardless of the returns on those. And what I mean by that is that, what you see on paper, we've talked about this, what you see on paper isn't always a return on investment on your experience. Because when we're in that next situation where it's not going our way, or it should have went this way, we just turn back to, what? It worked like this then. It might not work. That's the thing. That's the beauty about it, is that you'll try what you thought might have worked, but ultimately we're always evolving, we're always changing, and that's the only way we're going to win. Looking forward. So, guys, it's really funny. You guys might not know this, but I've actually never been to an all-inclusive in my life. You ask my students, and I'm a veteran. So if you ever talk to my students, tell them I live for this shit. But I think that's going to be extremely fun for me because it's actually going to make me better at my job. I can't wait to get to see my final product and get to see that full circle. I think it's going to really have that bond for me moving forward, and I'll actually have my own personal talking points instead of using everybody else's catamaran situations and all that. What was it, Chris? I thought zip lining was in Cuba for the longest time. It's not. If you're wondering, it's definitely not. Awesome. But yeah, guys. So takeaways happen on a daily basis. But if I were to give you my biggest takeaway, it'd be the whole picture. Give it all you got, and use your network around you. There's not one person in here that hasn't gone through what you're going through, right? So use that. It's the best in the business here. We know it. This guy, look at him. I love him. Look at him. He's killing it. Awesome. But like I said, some of the best mentors, right, and teachers. And the biggest thing is that don't be afraid. That whole cliche, there's no dumb question to answer or question to ask. I don't even know. But just being Brando. If Chris is not in the office, I can talk to him, and it's just forming those relationships. Use that. Be a sponge. But in closing, guys. I want to thank everyone again, that's helped me in my first season. I'm extremely excited to see where we're going to go as a company, and I believe in this expansion to the USA. It's a huge move for all of us. What was it, Jared? You said it, Brandon. We might have a bigger building, man. We're going to need some people here, right? So it's really, really cool. But I think if we really break it down, treat this all like your own little business, right? And what you'll learn, you'll grow over the months and years to come. So live in the now, right? I mentioned my question I had asked at Summer Academy to some of you. So now it's time for me to answer that question. So maybe some of the new faces in the crowd. What was something you wish someone had told you before you started? My answer is this: always be looking at the big picture, but crush it in that moment. Day in and day out. Just remember, it starts with you getting in the right mindset. Pick that mindset that works for you, and you'll see the results. Oh, by the way, my bat's off limits.